Mark. Oh, it's unmuted. Embarrassing. Hi. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, nobody did. Yeah, that's just up
All right. Well, now we know that we need to get back to it before we try this again. Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, we gotta give it a little bit of time.
Yeah. Ada's like, no matter what you say, I'm going to be a part of it somehow. She's like, I don't care. I'm going to be here. Tyler's here. What? Hi.
Tyler showed up. Okay.
What is up, Tyler? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Tyler, look, this is the deal. Is that we need to do some more content first before I come live again, okay? But I love you for coming. Thank you so much. Like, for real, you know you're like family, Tyler. That is amazing. God bless you, man. That is sick. But yeah. Dev posted the link. What? Dev. Oh, Dev. That Dev. I love it. That's what's up. Well, as you see, this is way different than our live. How it's popping. I would have known. I wouldn't have known without that. Really?
You might be sending our people in here, and you might can still try to run it with the discussion.
I wouldn't have known without that link. Oh, really? So you didn't get a notification even if you're subscribed? Why is that? Oh, my bad.
They come in 3. Okay, if a few people
Yay!
Come in and talk about it, break it down.
Yeah. Well, so basically, what my start of all this was, baloney, what in the heck? I think I've seen you somewhere. Guys, I love y'all so much. Look at this. This is way different than our live stream for sure. But this is the whole deal that we're starting off with this, and we could try it out.
Probably give them an hour here, and then since our people showed up, probably switch over to our other one.
You want to? Okay, whatever you want, baby. You're a different channel. I didn't know what it was. Oh, whoops. We were supposed to send you that.
Yeah, I thought I sent it. All right.
Wow.
Probably gonna all show up. Look at that.
Because Dev. God bless you, Dev. That's amazing. Well, and it's all the dudes anyway. Okay, so basically, I did a poll on this channel, right? And the topic on this channel was if are single mothers for the streets, okay? And the purpose of that poll, what's up, Tim? The purpose of that poll was to see where the men's head was at, and the ladies as well, but ladies don't normally go towards a page like this, you know what I mean? But just as I thought, men, for majority of the poll, majority of them said yes, yes, depending on the situation. And what is so crazy is that with ladies that are single mothers that take on men or get a guy, right? They don't see that as a blessing. Like, they don't see that as, that guy didn't have to do that, right? You know what I mean? Even though y'all are willing to, which is so crazy. But I knew that that's what the most of men would say about it, because y'all are sweet. Y'all are like, you know what? I'll give her a chance. You know what? I'll take on your kid. I'll even go a step further and take care of both of you guys, and we can see where this goes, that type of thing. But majority of what happens when you do that is that she ends up not treating you right at all, or she treats you right, but then when it comes to her kid, you better not say anything. Like, no, you can't, don't spank him, don't whoop him. That's my kid, it's not yours. And then what does that do? That puts a divide between you and the lady. Like, but it's so crazy that majority of what the dating pool is looking like for single guys is single mothers. But my whole point of all of this is that single mothers wouldn't be for the streets if they treated the men that took them on like gold. Treat them on like the trophies that they are for taking you on. Like, that isn't a requirement. Like, there, at some point back in the day, honestly, you would be shunned from society to even have a chance at having a husband. But thank God that's not the case anymore. And thank God that majority of men, just like my poll showed, take on women that have children. Like, they don't care. Like, they're like, you know what? Things happen. Life happens, you know, and they're more than willing to give it a shot. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out. And the reason why is because they're not treated like, oh my gosh, dude, I'll do anything you want. Thank you so much for taking me and my kid on. I truly appreciate it. And honestly, I came from a single mother that where I didn't have a dad for like the first 5 years of my life. And I was at 5 years old. I was like, I want my dad. I want a dad. Like, can I have a dad, Mom? You know? And when we got one, I was super grateful. And so was my mom, you know, at the time. But I think that even in our family circle, I don't know. I don't think there was enough appreciation there. But I think that now, any chance I get, I'm appreciating him as much as I can. You know what I mean? Because now I'm an adult and I understand that. What a blessing that is. But I know that on my parents' end, I think that there's a tiff there because regardless of where your state of your relationship is, you got to remember, like, wait a minute, though. This guy did take me and my kids on, especially if you have multiple. Like, one is one thing, but multiple? That's crazy. But yeah, let me see. For example, one of my good friends has a kid with a non-existent father and has a great relationship with her current boyfriend. Okay, let me see. Here, go up. For example, first of all, thank you, Marriage for Dummies people that came in here. I love y'all so much. Like
everybody else their perspective.
Yeah, so you're saying that they still have a good, what's it called? Like she has a good relationship with her current boyfriend, even with a kid, right? And the dad's nowhere to be found, right? Is that what you're saying? Hey, thanks, Baloney. I love you guys. No, it's all good. It's not on my end, so I can read it. But yeah. Yes. See? But that's what I'm saying is that depending on the relationship, like I said, I'm not saying all of the relationships go that way. But I think that what happens is that when you see majority of society and how bad it's hard to find somebody. Oh, I'm with this person, but I just hate him. Or I'm with this girl and I just can't stand her. But I think a lot of that is rooted in not having appreciation for the other one, especially when like this video that we're going to watch says that where you come with baggage, you come with extra things, just as my own mother did. I was the baggage, okay? I was the child. That when you come with baggage, that okay, like that, you need to accept that and be appreciative. Hey, what's up, Omega? God bless you, man, for coming in, for real. But yeah, I think that it's so important for ladies to understand the blessing that it is when a guy does take you and your kid on. So much so that where you let him be over you and your kid. Like, if he's willing to provide for the kid, take on the kid, do all these things for both you and the kiddo, you should respect him as such, if not more. Give him extra respect. Give him more than that. Like, dude, wow, I could have just been lonely out here for the rest of my life, especially if we were in a different time and in society where I would have been shunned and put out of society. Thank God it's not during that time, and that this man is willing to take me on. I am so grateful. But I think that that's why a lot of relationships end, and it's tough for single mothers to stay in relationships with men, is because they get into the relationship, but then they forget that, and they don't keep appreciating him, you know? But yeah, this is the video clip real quick that I wanted to look at with you guys. But thanks again, thank you guys for coming into the chat, for real. This is crazy. I haven't been active on this channel in a while. My hubby's been sick, so I'm glad to be back though. Seriously.
It is baggage. I would say, one, it's baggage on both ends, but it's more baggage on the woman's end. Like, you ladies don't even think about this. The fact that if you're a single mother and you're dating a man with no kids, he has no kids. When he enters that relationship, at some point you are expecting this man to provide and protect your kid. If he doesn't do that, you're not really going to look at him as a man. So this is like an expectation from the current man that you're dating. You get that? Now, when you're dating this man and you have kids, does this man have authority to discipline your kids?
I think that is a conversation that has to be had. But
correct.
I think also if that is a parental figure in the home, and as long as there's boundaries that you both agree on, absolutely.
So think about that.
I agree.
That's an adult.
Would you like me to chime in? Because I'm in a
you can chime in. Yeah.
Yes, I have a child. He's 5 years old and he's in baseball. So we do discipline him. We go to his baseball games, my boyfriend and I, and also my son's father is also active in his life, and we go and he disciplines him.
Let me ask another question.
We live together. He disciplines him as well.
Let's see if this is true. Just going to give names. Bradley. That's the boyfriend's name, Bradley. Your son's name, Kenny. All right, that's your son's name, Kenny.
God bless you, Hellfong.
Kenny's acting up. Bradley smacks Kenny. I told you don't do that anymore. Get in your room. You come home. Kenny tells you, Bradley smacked me. Are you going to go ahead and speak to Bradley and say why you smacked Kenny?
Yes.
Or are you going to be like, all right, well, Bradley smacked you. Well, you must have been doing something wrong.
But I would have had the same
question. No, we need one mic at a time. Who want to go first?
Number one, they wouldn't be by themselves. Like, my man's going to be at work. So when do he have time to slap him if I'm not there? That was not happening.
No,
and
this is hypothetical.
If it did happen,
hypothetically speaking,
I would call my...
So already her saying that they wouldn't be by themselves. Think about that. Like, now, is that even his kid then? Like, granted, in this situation, the dad is still present, which is amazing. That's great. That's a whole nother thing. But I think that in your household, though, what that man says runs. Otherwise, why should he have to put up with it? Like, why does he have to, in obligation to this kid? He doesn't have to do anything. But I think that giving it over to him, you know what? Thank you so much for taking us on. And when this baby is here, you are the dad to him, because you're the husband to me. So you're his daddy when he's here. That's proper. That's respectful. That's honorable. I will say this and let you go. I'm so proud of you. Oh, thank you so much, Jim. I love you. Recent studies have shown that men are outright avoiding single mothers. Yeah, but think about this. Like, even the first girl that talked about it is like, no, they're not even allowed to be alone. Like, what? Then he's not his dad. Then what's the point of him being there? Like, I don't know. I just think that I don't think that single mothers can never have a guy. No, I think that single mothers... Hey, oh my gosh, Tyler, I missed that. How did I miss that? I love you. Thank you so much. You're the second member to my channel. I love you. But yeah, I don't think that single mothers don't deserve a guy or shouldn't have one. No, I think that if you get one, treat him like a blessing that he is by taking you on. Like, but I think that what happens is that we as ladies from our mothers aren't taught that. Like, I think about my mom at one point being a single mother before meeting my stepdad, and how she told me, you know, you want a dad, like, let's pray for him, can't wait to have him, things like that. But then when it comes my turn to have a man, she's like, I don't know. She's like, don't you dare take on a guy with kids or anything like that. Like, think about that, though. That's what we're taught on the flip side. So what do you think that men, no, but men, you better take on a woman with kids. What? How does that make any sense? That's not, first of all, it's not fair, which life isn't, but you can't sit there and say, like, you better not be with a guy that has kids, but then expect that you can go out and have kids and then expect a man, nah, that man better take you on. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
My baby daddy, and he will be getting his ass beat.
Okay,
Because
so
you're not touching my man's gonna be at work. So when do he have time to slap
That's
him?
crazy.
If I'm not there? That was not happening.
I haven't
no,
seen
this is,
the
Number two,
this is
video.
if
hypothetical.
it did happen,
Hypothetically speaking.
I would call my baby daddy, and he will be getting his ass beat.
Okay,
Because
so
you're not touching my son. You're
Now
not
you're
he,
calling
like,
the baby
Ah.
daddy.
Not gonna
Beat
beat
him
him
up.
Yeah,
That's
there
my
it is.
child. First, I'm a mother first, and I'm a woman after.
Yeah.
So that's not happening.
You tell it, Queen. You
Allow
tell
me
it,
to-
Queen. Yeah.
Allow me to get
What
in
about
there.
you?
Allow me to get in there.
You
So,
crazy?
quickly, very brief. Bradley would not have to provide for my kid. Don, what is it, Mikey, Kinky, whatever? He
I'm
has.
sorry, real
he
quick.
has a father.
I get
But
it, I get
let
it
me
for
let
you.
me get there
But
now
stick
to
with
this
the
part.
hypothetical.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me stick to the hypothetical. Now, I am going to ask Bradley. He smacked me up. Oh, okay. Hey, Bradley, what happened? What? If you have the authority to provide for my kid, you also have the authority to discipline my kid under certain circumstances. So I'm going to ask Bradley what happened. What happened?
There's
So
no
based on
accent.
what happened, oh no, but I will. Based on because when what's the kid's name again?
Kenny.
When Kenny
Kenny,
has
yeah.
any needs and I need Bradley to cover, Bradley comes and covers.
But smacking him physically?
I would have smacked Kenny myself if he would have done whatever
Yeah, but
he
that's
did
not his
to-
father. So
to-
red flag.
So I'll take that red
There you
flag.
go.
Okay.
I'll
then-
take that
Wait,
red
wait,
flag.
wait.
Real quick,
So
real
now I'm
quick.
confused. So
I get it real
she's
quick.
saying
Let's
that she would also slap the guy.
Okay, the
She's agreeing with the lady across the way.
no,
like,
no, they're not. They're not agreeing. The pink,
Oh.
the lady in the pink says that she get her guy,
Uh-huh.
that her baby daddy
Uh-huh.
to come to the house and touch
Okay.
the guy she's with. The other girl said, "No, I would have the baby. I would if my man has the right to touch him. If I put this man in ahead of me,
Yeah.
that baby, he's in ahead of that baby. He's in
Mhm.
charge of that baby. Therefore, he get to lay hands on that baby too,
Yeah.
just like as I would.
So she is saying that.
So she's agreeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, but that's the thing. Yeah, Unc is spotting. I love him. This is my poor husband over here. He's helping me do all of this and run all of this. He's amazing. But that's the whole thing, is that that's so crazy to me that this lady is like, nah, I'm sending my baby daddy to come beat him up. What? Why even date you? Why even give you the time of day if you are gonna treat me like that? Like, that's insane. First of all, what's crazy is that she didn't even mention that, maybe find out what the situation was. She didn't even say that. She just skipped right to the part of, nah, I'm sending my baby daddy on you, regardless of what my son may or may not have done. What? So you're just reckless out here. You're wild. Like, you're just running free like this. Like, this is crazy. The risk of dating a single mother is simply too high. A man dating a single mother would be forced to take on the responsibility and none of the authority. Yes. I love you, Hellfong. Thank you so much for adding some content in there, because, dude, the whole thing is that I just want ladies to understand that you go out, you have kiddos, you don't have daddies over them, or in this situation, she has a dad for the fella, which, but you're not with him. But when that kid is with you and you want a man in your life, If he's willing to date you, take you on, put you up in a house, y'all both work together to build something, which is what we all as ladies want. Because on the same flip side, you don't want a man that's just gonna not help you pay for things, not help you this and that. Okay, you want that, but you also want this. You need to make a decision here. Like, you can do bad all by yourself and not have anybody, or you can have a man and not be lonely, have a man over your kiddo at your house as well. Or again, you could just opt out and be like, you know what? I want to run things how I want to run things, and just let my baby daddy do what he does over there. And I get to do my own individual thing by myself and live my life out like that. Cool. Decide that then. But don't sit here and try to make men date you, but also not have any authority over your kid or any say. Like, I don't think that's fair. That's not right. Like, I think about my stepdad that took me on. He did most of the disciplining. He did most of the of the almost everything for me, really. My mom, she worked a lot more than my dad, but he also he worked as well, but he was majority taking care of me at home, and he would get off work in time to come pick me up from school. Like, he did all these things. So she was like, yeah, you can spank her. Yeah, you can discipline her. You want to ground her, babe? Absolutely. My mother was old school with it. She liked to smack me around up until I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. Stepdad comes along. He's like, whoa, 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 a little too harsh there. We can tone it down a little bit as far as discipline goes, which thank God. I appreciate that. But he came in, he decided, he told her, hey, that may be a little bit too much. My mother listened. She said, okay, cool. You can do the disciplining. That's fine with me. And it ran that way. That's how it worked, you know? And then you get that dynamic of mother and kid, or mother and father, you know? Anyone who was raised in a broken home knows that most who sign up to be stepdads find out that hell has a basement. That's so true. Like, and it's so sad because let's face reality that at this point, if things keep going, almost every chick out here is going to be a single mother, like at least one kid, you know? And I think that y'all men, I'm so surprised by the poll, but not. And I told my husband that, you know what? I kind of knew that it was going to go that way, that they would be like, you know what? I'd be willing to do it depending on if she'd be willing to act right and treat me properly. I'd do it. Yeah, sure. I mean, no problem, you know, but especially if she's still treating me like the man that I deserve to be and more, then yeah, heck yeah, I'll take her on. But if you're going to cut me off from being able to say anything to your kid or even be a dad to him at all, I don't think so, which is, don't you think that that's proper? Like, imagine on the flip side, if it was some little girl that he has, right? None of us women like this on the flip side. When the man has a little girl and you can't say anything to the little girl, we don't like that, you know? Or a little boy, but mostly little girl. But
I just want to address the people in the comments and say, if you didn't vote earlier about if you didn't vote on the question, should men date?
Thanks, Steph.
Should men date single mothers?
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone that's in the comments now to comment whether you think that you never should, whether you should if she has changed.
Ooh.
How about, or it depends on the situation. Yeah, let me know what you think on that in that regard.
Yeah. Here, let's keep playing this. Thank you guys for engaging, though, for real. And Dev, I know I like this shirt. Okay.
Take care. Let me hear your answer.
That's kind of like
I rotate
that's
them.
exactly where I was gonna.
But let's stick with the hypothetical.
Right.
Remember, the hypothetical is you not home. Kenny acting up. Bradley's that's your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He got no kids. He disciplining your kid. He smacks Kenny across his face. Kenny goes flying. Boom. Go in your room, Kenny.
That's not happening.
Are you going to tolerate that? What's going to be your response?
I think it's all situational. to be honest with you.
Negative.
But that is the situation though. Stick with the
No, but
hypothetical.
I think it is situational, and as far as the dynamic within the home and your relationship and your children.
Okay, let me map
Say
it out real
it-
quick.
okay.
Let me map it out real quick. Just because I see you want more context.
Correct.
I'll just put a little bit more.
There's a lot of gray area.
Fair enough. I'll put a little bit more context for you since you're asking for the hypothetical. You've been in a relationship with Bradley for 2 years.
Okay.
Relationship with him for 2 years. And you two, you could live together or not live together. It really doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he's home with your child, and he's disciplining
Taking
your
care of
child.
him.
And he smacks him and tells him to go to the room. What's going to be your reaction now?
I think I'm going to kind of ask both questions. As far as tell me what happened.
Fair? Will you
What-
be upset?
If the response is not,
I'm not. I'm going to ask the questions I need to ask first
I
to
would
have
say
full context.
When you're
And-
done,
Real quick.
Because
let
you
it go.
never, until I have that information, there could have been a very serious situation. It could have been an accident. Say Bradley was like, "Hey, I made this mistake by accident," and
how old's the child?
Okay, but you really
I think
wouldn't-
there's also
you
There's a
really
lot.
wouldn't. The
5 years
child is of age, but it doesn't even matter how old the child is. The reason, real quick, just give me 2 seconds to lay my plan. I got you. I really want to hear your thoughts on it too.
okay.
The reason why I asked this question to express to you how can a man have all this responsibility of protecting and providing for you and providing for your child, but he has no authority of disciplining your child, meaning that responsibility without authority is essentially slavery. This
agree.
man is taking care of you and your kids, but he can't discipline his kids. Imagine if it was reversed and you were taking care of his kid, but he was like, I don't want you nurturing my daughter. You'd be like, wait, what? This is innate in me. This is a natural reaction for me to be nurturing, but you don't want me nurturing your daughter? That's the same thing. It's an innate reaction for the man to discipline a child. He's already protecting and providing. The natural response would be to discipline this child, but you're trying to take this away. So all of this responsibility, but zero authority. So when I say that single mothers, from a general standpoint, a man with no kids dating a single mother, that's a red flag. That's so much baggage and so much responsibility that this man is taking on, and he gets really nothing in return. Like, you're doing all of this just for a little bit of box?
Right.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense. So,
Whoa.
I'll go ahead and land my plane.
I love what Tyler mentioned as well, because this is what the state of the world that it's at, and it's just gonna keep doing this if we don't wake up as ladies. But yeah, at my age, and I forgive me, Tyler, I've known you for so long now. You're in your 30s, right? That at my age, it's probably the only option, that or someone that doesn't want kids. Which, what? That's crazy. Like that's it's either that or I'm with someone who doesn't want kids, or they're just getting too old to have kids now. Yeah, doing it all for the box is wild.
Dev is saying a lot of stuff, but Dev hasn't given his perspective yet. Dev, if you don't mind, give us your perspective. Like, what do you think as?
And he's young, so I definitely want to know what you think.
Yeah. Do you think that single women are too much of a hassle to deal with? Or do you think that it depends on the situation as far as whether you would take on a single woman or not?
A single mother, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I wanted to, you won't hear a lot from me. I want to address Tyler up here. He said, at my age, probably the only option that's, or someone that doesn't want kids. All right. So from my perspective, I would say that women don't have anything to lose to take care of a man's kids, especially a man that makes his own money. So if a woman comes in and now
the guy's already taking care of everything,
because he's already protecting and providing. The only situation where, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, or give me y'all perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that it's fair for a guy to bring a child into a relationship because he has to protect and provide for that kid, and he has no trouble doing so. And also, he can discipline that kid.
Yeah.
But if a woman brings one into the relationship, you now have to discipline another man's child. Like I can, like with my kids, we have my kids. I can tell my children's mom that you're going to discipline the kids or keep them where they at. So that's the understanding.
True.
But a woman, most of the time, she has to have her kid locked to her, like tied to her belt strap.
Yeah.
So that means she would be the one. Oh, and the dad, you would have to have problems with the dad and different things like that. So I wonder what y'all think as far as that's concerned. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing is that, dude, we gotta be able to. Oh man, let me turn this down. Yeah, that's the whole thing is that we've got to be able to understand that this is the root of the whole issue is that we already don't understand our roles. Like we don't understand the way God made us to be is that the man is bigger and stronger so that if anybody comes through that door and is willing to die for you and that child, he should have a say over what goes on in the household. That's just the truth. That's what it is. What the heck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That if he's willing to lay down his life and is looked at like you better lay down your life for me. You better protect me if somebody comes through this door. Then yeah, I think that he should have a say. But what we're not taught as ladies is what our roles are. Is that, dude, that's just the truth of what that is. Like I lived on my own by myself for like 2 years. COVID hit. What the heck do I do? I'm terrified. Is the world going to end? Am I going to die alone? All these things start running through my head because it's 2020 and shiz is hitting the fan. Like, what do I do? Like, I have no one around to protect me. It's just me and my sister and our dogs. What the heck do I do? Like, what if people start... Look, I was on the doom side of TikTok when it's talking about that, that people are going to start running into people's houses and stuff like that. I'm terrified. I don't know what to do. I'm going back to my parents. That's what I'm doing. But do we not understand that that's how different that we are? A man is like, nah, it's cool. Like, what? No one's going to run into my house. I'm a man. Like, if they do, then I'm going to stand up and do something about it. But a lady, we're like, what do I do in that situation? What the heck? And if you say otherwise, you're just wanting to argue. Like there's no way that that's truly the case. I have a completely different perspective. My ex-wife is remarried and her husband usually home with my son. He can discipline my son how he needs. If he hits him in the face, I'll call CPS. I know I have a case to win custody. Oh yeah, but again, you're the dad. So you still have say, just as what's it called? As a man is going to have say over his kid. But you just said he can discipline him. But if it's something that's between you and that man, then, right? That would be between you and that man. That wouldn't be her.
All right.
Right, Tyler?
Tyler, overall, do you want custody? Is that so? Like, are you waiting for your moment so that you can have custody? Or I just wanted to see if that was what you thought. Like, is that? Yeah.
See, and that's the whole thing is that I could take him in a fight too.
Yeah, but why would?
But that's the whole thing is that on the flip side, if you were the guy taking on a lady that already has a dad, don't you think that that's more extra things that you maybe wouldn't have to worry about if you got a lady that didn't have kids already? Like, then you might as well just try to hold out for a girl that doesn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole point of what this is to get people, or to get women really to understand that, dude, if you already, most of the ladies don't have a dad that is around for the kids still, to be honest. Like that's mainly the women that I'm talking about are the ones that don't even have a dad for the kid around. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of them. But yeah, he said sorry, mess up. What?
No. Something messed up probably.
Oh. But yeah, I want to hear what he's gonna say, and then I'll get back to it.
Yeah, Deb. No, Deb. I was serious when I said I wanted to hear what your perspective. It's a discussion. I just wanted to see what you
And
as
because
a young,
your age,
yeah, you're young. What
I want to know what your perspective would be on taking on a lady if she has kiddos.
Yeah, because I don't think you have any. You don't have any kids. So
Yeah.
what would it be for you?
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
And anybody else in the concurrent viewers? I see there's 9 people in here.
Hey, thank you guys so much
y'all
for
speak
coming
up.
in and hanging out and engaging. I really appreciate it so much.
So to answer that question, right? And you said again, because I think all of us has a response to each question that you ask. Before we all want to hear what everybody has to say and what you have to say as well. So I know you had an answer to that question as well, but my answer was that as far as your scenario that you created, right? You said that the child was at home with Bradley. Yes.
Yeah.
So now in that case that Bradley disciplined the child, you said, would that be acceptable? What was the question? Because I wanted to add before you got off.
You got kids?
Yes, I do. I have a child. Yes.
Oh, you have a child, and
So
you've
you
been in
said
situations like
Bradley-
this?
No, because you started talking, so I kind of we got away from it before everybody else got.
Okay, so yeah, the hypothetical is Bradley is home with Kenny.
Right.
Kenny is your child. Bradley's your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right. Bradley sees that Kenny is doing something bad. He's not listening. He's being insubordinate. He slaps Kenny across the face.
Okay.
Says, "Go to your room." You come home. What you doing?
So now my answer is that if I felt comfortable enough to leave my child at home with, who was the boyfriend, Bradley, then that means that, yes, I trust his vision and I trust him to be responsible enough for my child, or else I wouldn't have left my child alone with him. So that means that he's
I
to
love
look
that.
after him, to ensure his safety, and also to discipline him if needs be. So if my partner disciplined my child while I was away, then yes, I am okay with that discipline. Now, yes, I'm going to have a conversation with my partner as to what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm not leaving my child alone in a house or wherever the case is with a man that I don't trust.
There you
I'm not going
go.
to be in a
I love that
relationship with
answer.
a man where I don't trust him. I don't trust his principles and his integrity to be able to protect me, to lead my child, and everything that comes with that partnership, and for his roles as a father and as a husband, etc.
Fair enough. So here's another reason why it's also.
I love that
it's
answer.
It's
That
a
is such a good
L
answer.
when a man, and we kind of see it here, right? It's crazy. Here's the difference. And you said it. You said, if Bradley disciplined my kid and slapped Kenny, he hit my kid, I'm calling the real father to come beat my boyfriend up. So essentially, you would allow the real father to
bless you
discipline your
so
kid,
much.
but the real father isn't no longer protecting and providing for you. But the new man is protecting and providing for you, but he still can't discipline your kid. That's crazy.
Can I explain something?
Sure.
Coolly? Okay, so
Yeah. The lady made such a good point of initially leaving the kid with the man. You made the decision already. You left him alone with your kid. Like, if you weren't smart enough to observe him ahead of time before you left the kid with him, then afterwards, it's almost like, what is the point of the conversation? Which, look, in a relationship, you're always going to talk about what happened, like, duh. But I think that what's so beautiful about what she said is that, yeah, I wouldn't even leave the kid with the guy if I didn't think that he was responsible enough, man enough to do things properly. Like, I wouldn't do that. And I love that, because that is taking accountability on your end of who you chose. Like, because at that point, the truth is that, well, if he did fly off the wall to the kid, you chose that guy. You made that decision and left your kid with him before you actually analyzed him enough to understand that he was the proper type of guy to leave around your kid alone. So I love that accountability there, where that then falls on you. Well, did I choose the right kind of guy to have around my kid in the first place? like that is such a big, I don't hear that often. So I think that's beautiful that she said that, you know? I'd never help my ex-wife in that scenario. I'd just try to take custody. Oh, I'd never help my ex-wife. I don't understand.
So I think you mean look, Leslie. But I think what Tyler's
and
saying.
Joanna, thank you, Joanna Vacation Vlogs. Joanna Vacation Vlogs, is that what it is? I love that. But thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to get back to it, but my zodiac, I don't believe in that, but I think I'm a Capricorn, but I don't believe in all that stuff.
I think Tyler trying to say that in her case where she is allowing the man to hit the kid. His perspective is, if you hit my kid in the face and she tell me I'm not coming to her rescue, I'm calling CPS because of it. So Tyler is, me and Tyler actually have a different perspective.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Tyler's perspective is that
I should have say, not this new man.
Yeah, I ain't playing with nobody touching my kid.
And see, look, to be real, that's kind of fair. Yeah. So that's kind of fair. He is the really man. Fair. Yeah. He is the man. But as a man that is thinking about taking on a woman, needs to consider that. You might deal with a baby daddy from a previous marriage or not marriage that is like, nah, if you hit my kid at all, I ain't doing that. And you might need to take that into consideration, that may be the case, and move on. Because that girl ain't for you. Don't even go into that situation. Like, that is not worth all the effort and all the fight. Like, nah, don't even go there, because then that's a whole nother thing. Like CPS and fighting, and no, like don't even deal with that chick. That's how I would see it. Like, no way. I'm surprised she's even remarried, to be honest, if that's the case. Like, because that's wild. That's a lot of extra things that a guy shouldn't have to deal with, of getting with a girl. You know what I mean? Because the man has the right. He's the daddy. He's over that kid, regardless of what other man comes in to say. Like, to be real, that's the truth. That's what it all is going to come back down to. And honestly, is in our nature as women. If the guy that you had the kids with says this, well, can't go against that. He is the one I had the kid with. That's what it's going to be, usually, you know? Much gratitude. Oh, I was basically, Leslie, I love you so much for coming in. And Dev, thank you so much for putting this in our Discord. I love you, man, for that, for real. But Leslie said, I was basically a married single parent with Maddie, until Maddie was a year old. It was hard for me to let him take that role back, but I did it. See? This is why I love you, Leslie. Like, it's so beautiful, because the reality is, if you want a man, like, you don't want to be, look, if you want to be a woman with a man for your child, and you all want to have a happy home, I think it's proper to appreciate the man that is willing to die and protect you. And we forget that. We're not taught that as ladies. We're not told that, hey, if this is the case, I think you should make sure that you show appreciation for that man and then some, for taking you on. And I think that what that takes is being like, you know what? I honor you. I trust you. I think that I see so much value in you for the man and leadership that you can be over me and my kid. So I think that you have the right to say these things. I think that that's a fair thing, you know? And I think it's beautiful that you did that, Leslie. It's tough. It's a tough thing. It is. No one's saying that that's not an easy thing. It's not, because it goes against your nature. But having a kid outside of a marriage, or being single, that's tough already. Like, that already is a huge, tough decision, you know? And so I think that what's best to start teaching amongst ladies is to extra emphasize how important and wonderful it is if a man decides to take you on when you do have a kiddo, and appreciate it and honor it and love it, and just pour so much gratitude into that relationship so that it works out. Because if you're not letting him do these things and actually feel like a man, he's gonna go somewhere, or y'all just aren't gonna work out. And that's what it is right now, you know? John said, hey, much gratitude does also have the taxpayer who supports her, whilst she lives on the kindness of strangers. I didn't understand that.
How much
God bless you,
gratitude
John,
does
though,
she
for
have for the taxpayer who supports her? How much gratitude does she have for the taxpayer who supports her while she lives on the kindness of strangers?
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
You're talking about like EBT and the what taxpayers pay for Medicaid and stuff like that. Is that what you mean, John? Like, because that's true. When you're a single mama, you get the benefits of the government. And so that's a good point too, you know? Which is a big problem of why we're like, we don't need a man, even when you have a kid. Like, you're like, I'm good. The government's got me, so you're just extra. Like, what? That's crazy.
Juwan, what's your perspective, Juwan?
But yeah, and I respect that. But if you become curious, you definitely check out astrology. Oh, okay. And OG Wildchild said, he still asks me what she needs and how to deal with her on occasion, but we're a team and are equally her parents. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that it's important. But the main thing is appreciating that he took you on. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're lacking. That's what this all comes down to, is just not even having the initial appreciation for a man coming along and taking on your kiddo, taking on this extra responsibility that he easily could have just avoid and go to, which unfortunately a lot of women are single mothers now though. So the pickings are getting smaller, but that doesn't mean that now we can't respect them or have any sort of care for how it goes for them, you know? But yeah.
Also, is it I think that it's innate in men to hold the position in which we discipline, and I think that it's innate in y'all to hold the position in which y'all
Care.
Nurture. And I think that,
look, I don't know about you, but I don't like spanking my kid. Like here and there I'll tap it. When I spank is a big difference than when daddy spanks. Like, let's just be real. They will take a spanking from me any day over taking one from daddy. Like, I still do it here and there, but it's like a pat on the leg, a pop on the butt, a smack on the hand, maybe. Like, it's so light. Like, I can't bring myself to just wail on them and really discipline them so that they get it. Like, I'm being honest. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't even like it when he does it. But thank God for him, because otherwise they're going to be running around a terror. But that's what majority of kids are doing anyways nowadays. But that's why, is because it's not in our nature to like it, and they don't like it either. To be honest, what I realized, seeing my husband, he doesn't like it either. But what is in him is being like, but I'd rather take that feeling than the feeling of my kid being not a proper kid for society, not a proper kid to represent my household. Like that, I would much rather take the feeling of having to discipline him than the feeling of my kid not being disciplined and being a terror in this world and not knowing where it falls on him for his consequences that he gets in life. That's what majority of us are missing. None of us know that you get consequences when you make certain decisions. So, but with my disability, he took on the weight he shouldn't have to carry. That's another reason I respect him beyond belief. See? But that's what is so important that we lack, is the main thing that relationships don't have is appreciation. Because you don't realize where you're lacking. You know what? Let me just focus on what the good is here and how I can be more appreciative and have gratitude. That's what we're all lacking in a relationship.
Leslie, are single mothers for the streets? Should men
like think about majority of society, like not people around you or things like that. Like think of like the state of what. But you're probably in a bubble. But think about the state of what majority is.
I'd say whatever she think. I just want to see what her perspective is as a woman. We got your perspective kind of, because you haven't said anything solid. You like I can see it from different perspectives. Mm-hmm. So I want to see what her perspective is. Is it do you believe so, or do you believe not? Also, Jawan, also you and John, if you're still in here, chime in. I want to hear a definite answer.
Yeah. So what's y'all's definite answer? Do you think that single mothers should be avoided, or do you think that they should? It depends on the situation. Which I think that's my stance, is that I think it depends on the situation. If they're willing to adore you and love you and understand that, you know what, I am coming into this with some extra baggage and I can't thank you enough for taking me on, that I think, and then you also let him run the household and let him be the man that he wants to be. I think that, I think that that's okay, because thank God I had a stepdad.
I got a question for you, babe. Let's say Royal decides at 18 he's going to marry a single woman. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any kids. Yeah. What you think? It's a single woman for Royal. This is clean.
Well, then, of course, I would prefer not.
Right. Okay.
I would prefer not. Absolutely. Why? Because I think that the beauty of starting a family from the start with no other kiddos involved, just you and that person from the beginning, having kids for the first time together, that is its own beauty that isn't often, but that's the way that we're designed to be. So I think that, I would definitely prefer him to experience having a kiddo with his wife for the first time, do it that way. I would prefer that. But I think that my kid's heart for wanting to take on the lady, even though she has a kiddo, that's his heart. That shows his heart, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, dang, I really wanted that. I wanted this for you, but dang, your heart, dude, for being like, you know what? I don't have to experience that for the first time. But just like with me and you, we still get that experience of, well, it's the first kiddos that me and you have together. And that's different. So, I think most men don't want to look after another man's kid. Yeah. And that's innate in you. That's innate in y'all. For real. Like, that is natural. To be honest, and I love my stepdad to death. I love him. But there's missing things there that he couldn't give me, like the extra love and affection of a dad, like that, where he just didn't know how to do it, because my stepdad took me and my sisters and all of our mess and never had kids of his own. What? So he can't even grasp what it feels like to have your own blood. And seeing that with my husband, that made me sad for my stepdad. Like, wow, like he didn't even get to experience, or he can't even conceptualize what that feels like to have a kid of your own blood, to where you do any and everything for that kid, like that. I mean, truly, like that's what was missing. You know what I mean?
That's funny Tyler mentioned that. Did you still want to attempt to do calls? We'll just do them
who asked?
For nothing. No, I'm saying, because he said I could elaborate, but it's too much to type. So, I mean, if we want to do these, we could test to see.
Yeah, I'm willing.
I'll pull the link up, and then anybody who, we kind of want people who have disagreements.
No, sir.
With
we warned you.
So this is what we stand on, basically. Preferably, no single mothers, preferably no single mothers.
Yeah.
And it depends. So if anyone has any objection to that, we'd like to hear from you. And also, Tyler, if you're interested, I was gonna try to pull up the Zoom link, and then you can Zoom call in, and then you can speak more clearly.
Basically, he's saying, Tyler, that if you want to, we can do the call. If you want to come up on a call with me to explain it further, like in more depth, if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I love what did he say up here? Scroll up.
Here's John.
To anomaly. Hellfong. Well, your situation is a rare anomaly. Generally, with our current society state, single mothers are for the streets. But it's real, because we have to understand just because of our particular situations and what's going on with just us, and it's hard for us to look outside of that. But majority of what is out there, because when you're a single man or a single woman, you're in the majority pack. You're out there with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I love that point. Biologically speaking, supporting another survival machine's genes, another man's genes, is a catastrophe. Read Richard Dawkins' The Selfish Gene, and you'll know why. I love that. Oh my gosh. At the end of the day, women are a cost, and it really comes down to what the cost buys. If the mother makes him happy, the man may put up with it, but yeah, that's so real. That's so honest. Like, I adore that. And look, I like to keep it real with you guys. So to keep it real, my stepdad did not deserve to not have his own blood in this life and take on me and my family the way he did. He didn't deserve that. Like the honorableness of that's not even a word, but for him to do that is borderline wild. Like that, what one would say extra simp, like extra simp. But I think it was just the kindness of his heart. Like it was his heart. But then he can't see, because of that blindness, he can't see that he can't actually connect with me the way he wishes he could. Like, because I know that he wishes he could connect with me like how a father would, you know? Because now my father is back in my life, and it's a whole nother thing. Like, that is a relationship that is unmatched. Like, and that's true. That's what it is. There is an unmatched feeling of knowing who your father is, having time with him, the feeling that you get because, wow, you know, love my stepdad, but my father does things for me and is willing to at a whole nother level than what my stepdad would. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that my stepdad works at and he tries, which is amazing. But I'm just getting at, genetically speaking, like what you're saying here is that it's a really tough thing to do because it's against your nature.
Yeah.
To take on a woman's kiddo. It's against your nature as a man because y'all have your instincts just as we have ours. And I think that's what it comes down to. I think that's a beautiful point, for real.
I think the reason this is an important discussion.
Oh, you said another time. Okay, Tyler.
Yeah, I just pulled it up for just in case somebody else wanted to do it at some point. What I wanted to say is.
That's what's up, Flame Shot.
I want to say the reason why it's this is a good subject to have a discussion about is because majority of women of this time, if you ask them, they believe that a man should come in and take care of their kid, but they believe they should take care of them the way that they want them to. So they have to say, okay, yes, wait, I've seen one lady talking about it, and she said, this guy said, well, can the man spank your kids if they need discipline? Is the man over that child? Mm-hmm. And she said, spanking, they don't need spanking, not my kids. See, you're already trying to man a man. You're already trying to tell him what to do in his position. Yeah. And that's where, you know what I'm saying? That's why I thought this was important to see.
I love this. Here, go up here. to what Leslie said? And this is even on the flip side. This is a woman saying this. My adopted mother never loved me the same as her 3 kids she had before she got with my dad. So it hurt me in the process. So, and that's even on the flip side. But what's wild is that that's even against a woman's nature to be that way. Well, not necessarily if it's not your kid. I don't know. Us women are more nurturing, but there is that instinct when it's not your kid of how you feel. Ours is a little bit less than what men feel, but we still get it. That feeling of, well, this isn't my kid though. But men have that. But think about that. We have that, right? We don't acknowledge that as women. Our instinct of not liking a man to have kids, we don't acknowledge that part. That we don't like it when they have kids. That's our instinct. Yeah, well, think about our instinct times 2 because they're men. They're different. They're built different. Like, they have that even more than we have that because even though it may not be our kid, we still have that feminine feminine quality where we can't help but want to nurture and be sweet and love on that child because God placed that in us. Men have it harder because not only do they not have as much of nurturing part like us women do, but instinctively they are there to provide and protect. And if that is another extra being that they have to do that for with all these extra factors that add stress and not peace into their life, that's against their nature completely, even more than a woman's nature, which is so wild. Oh, yeah. I see both sides of the coin. Oh, yeah. Wait, both sides of what? Like from male and female?
Seeing both sides, seeing that, yes, it should work. Sometimes it would work. Sometimes it wouldn't.
And same for me. I agree. I think that what my main point of doing all of this, even my whole channel, is to understand that if you are a lady that is in this world, which is majority of, now it's becoming that, is majority of women that have babies before getting married or having a child with another marriage or things like that, that what we need to be teaching amongst women and to other women, our daughters, people around you, what we need to be teaching our young ladies is that, hey, you made this choice. Good for you that you didn't just go and kill the baby. Good for you. But now understand that when a man takes you on, that is a big blessing, and to then treat them as such. That's my view on that, is that, look, the world's going to keep going down the way it should be. You should not become a single mother. That isn't what I'm encouraging. I think that, but if you are, then when a man comes along and is willing to take you on, adore that man, honor that man, respect that man, give him everything and more, because he didn't have to do it. He could have waited out, have a lady that doesn't have children. You know what I mean? If a man can get a woman to raise his kids with little effort, he'll do it. If a man can get a woman to raise his, yeah,
I think perspective. He's just saying that he, even on the flip side, if a man had that choice, but to me, I think it's totally different, because a man has to provide. He has to come out of pocket. He has to give energy to a situation that, if all else fails, that kid gets ripped away forever. The kid always goes with the mom. So I can do everything. I could put all my effort into this child, but if things end, that's not my kid anymore.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's how that works.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Because reality is that a lot of times
that's actually happened to me before.
Yeah.
That I've actually loved the kid and then the kid got ripped away.
Yeah.
So that's happened in my life. So
yeah,
essentially, I think but with a guy, with you raising the what you call it, like the guy's less likely to be like, you can't be in the child's life, but also, I just see it. Yeah, I guess you can say if they could rip the baby, the male could rip the baby away too. But yeah, it just seems like it ain't that much to me. It don't seem like that much of an investment. That like as more investment than a man has to make. So a man has to make that I have to protect. I have to die. This kid in my house, I have to die.
I just saw what you said, Andy. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I had a family member ready to marry a single mother of 2 until she told him she was never going to have another baby. And then he dropped her that night. And see, I think that if he's willing to take on your kiddos and you're not willing to have more babies, that's insane to me. Like, that's not fair. Like, that's, especially if he has no bloodline then, like, because that is a different feeling. It's a different thing, you know? Like, I don't know. Andy, that's a huge, very good point. Like, because, like, let's say, and this is where it gets tricky too, Andy, coming up with this or mentioning that, is that because what starts to happen to ladies that we have avoided talking about as women amongst each other even, is that around like 35, even early 30s, I'm pregnant right now, and boy, it's tough. Like at 30, like I'm just being real. Like it's tough at 30. This is by far one of the worst pregnancy out of the 3 that I've had. Like this is not the easiest. That dude, as you get older, it gets tougher to have kids, you know? But if it's fair that if a man decides to not be with you because you've already had your kids and now you're like, I'm too old, or I can't fit, like literally I cannot, I've hit the age, I've hit the point where my body just cannot, then that's fair that he can go. He doesn't have to choose that. You know what I'm saying? Like that is beyond fair, to be honest. But I think we need to remember that as ladies, you know what I mean? Is that, well, our bodies do hit a point where we can't, but theirs keeps going, you know, like that's not fair to be like, no, you better stick around and put up with me. That, like, no, that doesn't make any sense, you know? And Hellfong, he said, let's put the coin on its edge. What I've been seeing is the wife steps out of the marriage and gets pregnant from the affair, then expects the husband to raise a child that is not his. Woo! Woo! This is in a marriage? That's in a marriage? Look, by my faith. By my faith. Flames said, oh, Anna. By my faith.
I don't know, man.
You're in a marriage.
Well, no. Faith says you can throw them away.
Oh, yeah. Because of, yeah. Okay, then, yeah. I think no. I think, but, genuinely speaking.
But would we?
But would you? What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. I don't know.
I don't think.
I might be a simp. But I don't know if I could do that.
Look, that's far. But think about this, though. Think about this. Men get all the flack on their end if it happens. That where they lose their house, they lose their everything. But with women, it's like, I don't know. No, screw that. I changed my mind. No, get out. Not fair. That's not cool. Like, no. You got to go at that point. Absolutely not.
That's a real tough one.
But think about if it was on the flip side, though. That women are like, I'm out. I'm divorcing you.
I don't know, though. Not every time.
Really?
I think women are more likely.
But majority of the state of women right now, what they would do, they would divorce you and take all your money.
Yeah, but I think, okay, so this, from my perspective.
Yeah. I just felt, babe.
The baby.
That was the first flutter that I felt. I'm gonna cry. That was so crazy.
I'll tell you what. Okay, all right, okay. It's tough when I'm married and I'm married as long as I have, and also who I'm married to. It's tough to think about that because although that would never occur, it's tough to think about what would happen in my marriage if that did happen.
Right.
I used to say this. I used to say, shoot, if she do that and she end up getting pregnant or something, just don't tell the daddy. And I know that's cold-blooded, but that's what used to happen in the past is you just didn't say nothing.
Go to your grave about it?
Yeah. You just didn't say nothing. But yeah, if he
But
knows,
I think that if he knows,
throw away.
I think that that's
Yeah,
fair.
throw
like
away.
goodbye. Like
Yeah, she for the streets.
Yeah, because the reality is that then it is no longer your marriage. It's I don't know. This is my decision. This is my thing. End it. Then if you then you can now remarry under the new covenant. You know what I'm saying? Because you broke that covenant. But that I can understand. Now let's remarry under a new covenant of that. No, this is where it is. This is what this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As a man, you never live it down. So yeah.
Yeah,
you never earn. There's no way, unless you never told anyone. They wouldn't respect you, and she wouldn't respect you.
She would not respect you.
She would want you to do it, but after you did it, she wouldn't respect you.
Ooh, what a combo. Hellfong. I love you.
Hellfong, if you don't mind.
Flame said, nah, I'm out. No way.
Could you give an answer to that too, Hellfong?
Yeah, what would be your answer?
Anybody that's listening.
I love that. I'm 32 and another one on the way is rough. Yeah, I'm telling you, even my first baby at how old is that baby? 27? Wait. 26, 27, somewhere around there, 3 years ago. So yeah, I had to be like 26, 27. Even with that one was rough. And I was like, dude, I should have had babies earlier. Like, this is horrible. What's Unk's opinion?
It's
straight to the point, like you said. What would be your thing?
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. She for the streets. And that's I'll say this. I can't lie, okay? I can't lie. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. My feelings for my wife as of now, I don't know. Like I don't think I'd just be able to throw my wife away given the current situation and with her and I, and she already has my kids and she's the mother of my kids now, and then she go out and then slip up and get pregnant and then come back with a kid. I'll say this. I want to be thug like that and be like, she for the streets, that's that. I'm done. But I'm an honest man, and I know I'm a bit of a simp for this, but I just don't know. Like I can't think in tomorrow's feelings when I have feelings today. You
know what is wild is that think about the level of think about the unconditional love that one must have, like what we're called to do, the level of unconditional love that someone must have in order to get through that. But honestly speaking, from what I believe that is biblical, you did choose that person. It is unconditional love that you're supposed to give to that person. So I was about to say that I think they're for the streets, but I think that unconditional love.
Yeah.
Unconditional love. I am single and have no children. I would be out.
If I was placed in that Maelstrom scenario, she would be out. I was 27 when I met her. No, Leslie. How about
that's a crazy one.
How about Leslie? How about let's hear what you would do?
What would you do in that situation?
In that situation
Leslie?
that Hellfog has.
That scenario.
Yeah,
that's a crazy scenario, bro. Yeah. You got us in a loop-de-loop right here. That's crazy.
And anybody in the comments that heard that it was in earshot of that or has read that, please give your perspective.
Yeah,
that was a good question.
That really is. Wow, that's a big discussion.
I want to hear what Tyler was trying to say too. He said, "I think is he saying that I messed up for giving her up because I brought kids into the relationship too?" But see, the thing is, I think it's different for men. I think that I brought kids in a relationship, but I have to provide and I have to die for them and all of that extra stuff.
What?
Said,
that's what your husband said?
If she did it, I would just take it to the grave because I love her. Right.
Leslie.
So there we go. So that's what I'm saying. When you marry, it's different because as long as nobody knows, don't tell nobody. Because if it leak
I have
out,
to
that's
pee.
my
That's
last
making me have to pee.
name. That's
Wow.
that's my last name.
He
so,
said, "Oh no."
yeah, yeah,
Bro, this is crazy topic right here. Like that is insane because I think what the bottom line of what our stance is, Hellfong, is that well, once you're in a marriage is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about even initially getting with someone in this conversation. I know, Flame Shot, I know. He's like, we're talking about how you originally are coming into a situation, deciding who you're being with.
yeah.
That's one thing. But once you make that decision and who you're with already, you're 10 years deep. You're 3 kids in, and then you go and make a mistake, and then you have to decide, oh no, do I throw all of this away?
Yeah.
For this mistake? Or
do I let them have it?
But I think that a big thing about a part of this, because now we're talking about marriage, which look, we'll talk about marriage all day. Now with marriage, what's their heart? Where's their heart at? Is their heart at, well, to be honest, I don't even really want to change my ways and really be with you. If their heart is there, then yeah, goodbye. Your heart isn't here. But if they are like, oh my God, I made the worst mistake of my life. Please, can you forgive me? I love our marriage. I never should have done this. I can't believe this. That's another whole heart thing, in my opinion. But man, woo! Going from talking about single and deciding who you want to be with from the beginning to now you're in a marriage and the decision is already made who you chose. That's why you gotta be careful who you choose, you know?
Yep.
But marriage is a whole nother thing. Like marriage is a covenant where you're willing to take on that person no matter what sins and things that they do. But this is the thing, is that, well, on the flip side, if your man then goes and has other ladies or has to go through that for a little bit, you better be there. You better understand it, and you better wait until he gets through it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
True. I was going to bring it up next.
If you come back and you that's what you went through, he was willing to take you on and stay with you and go through it. Well, guess what? Now I have some things I need to work out on my end. You better be there for him through that. That's all I'm saying. Because if he then like struggles with attraction to you or things like that, like that's real. That's definitely the case, and that's understandable. And so you got to be willing to work with him through that end, you know? So now marriage is a whole nother thing that in that case, you know what I'm saying? But Hellfong, great conversation, for real. I love that so much.
I'll chat with him as you be right back.
Yeah, I gotta go tinkle real quick.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Wait, hold on, I'm missing something. Oh no, here we go. All right, I'm gonna set it to be right back, and then I'll keep. Let's see, keep it rolling. Okay, she has to go to the bathroom really quick, but that's it would take a while to recover your marriage. Your marriage definitely. Not even in a woman's eyes, your marriage would not be considered. At that point, you can't consider your marriage closed. Like you can't go and have a kid outside of your marriage and then have a marriage and think that that's going to be a closed marriage from here on out. It might get back to that, but it probably, I don't know. It would be a tough one. That would be a tough one. But yeah. Also, I see 15 concurrent viewers. If you are viewing, but if you're just chilling and watching and sitting back, go ahead and say something in the chat, man. Anything that you have any all right. Yeah. If you have any responses or anything, that would be nice. I'm trying to hear from anybody. It's 17, 18 concurrent viewers. I'm trying to see. Let me see.
Hey, God bless y'all all for coming in here, for real. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Let me see.
Leslie said, we wouldn't make it 9 years without forgiveness. Yeah. Whew. And see, marriage is a whole other thing, y'all. That's a whole other ball game. But I think what is fair is that we need to understand when you get into a marriage that those are things that may happen, like on both sides.
Nah.
But that's what it is.
Nah, Leslie didn't say what she'd do if her husband came back with a kid outside of the marriage, though.
Oh, yeah,
Leslie,
true.
I'd like to hear that from a woman's perspective.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
Flame shot, if I had to be honest. He couldn't. He's saying he couldn't.
Flame shot, what's your age? And Hell Fung, what's your age?
Oh,
if y'all don't mind.
But yeah, and while we wait for their response, I could play out this if you want. Do you gotta go? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. Okay, perfect. Here, I could even. Okay, I'm gonna start this real quick because I wanna. While I wait for y'all to tell me your ages, if you don't mind. He said, I'm 26, by the way. Flame shot is. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, and you're pretty young. Like, for most men, that's young. Like, you know what I mean? I think that it would be great at 26 if you got married. But I think a lot of people, wow, he's 50. Oh, wow. Yeah. And see, so have you ever been married, Hellfong? When do you think the negative trend in dating and family formation will reverse? Ooh, I love that. When do y'all think the negative trend in dating and family formation will reverse?
There's a lot of there's a lot of I want to say child sacrifice. I don't want to say the actual word.
Oh yeah.
But clipping of babies in the womb. And I think that's happening a lot with secularists. And I think that's getting rid of a lot of secular families being built or secular situations being built. So, and I think that after a while, if that continues to happen, I mean, we're fighting against it. But if it continues to happen, and I'm not happy to say that this would be the case, but if Christians are continuously making traditional families who teach their kids against that mindset, it's going to be less of them and more of us. So I think that after a while,
that's a good point. Yeah, because
that way.
If y'all didn't know right now, because I just am so astonished that this isn't a talked about thing almost on a daily basis by our society as Americans, is that we're below replacement rate right now. So yeah, if that keeps occurring and the more of us that stick around and keep building families and making families, well, don't you think that those are the ones that are going to be the ones around still, generations to come? Like, you're killing out your side. So I think that in that case, yeah, my husband's right. On the secular side of things, that's just going to keep getting harder. That's going to keep getting worse. It's going to keep getting tougher. To be honest, Mr. Hellfong, y'all's age group, yeah, like those ladies ruined it for y'all. Like a 50-year-old man right now, it's going to be really difficult for you to be with anybody at this point because of the reality of where the women are at even 40, 30 years old. You know, like it's almost no way. Like for you, you know, unless you find a 20-year-old that is like, you know what, I'm gonna take on the, yeah, like I'm cool with this 50-year-old. Heck yeah. That's the only way that it could work out for you, you know?
And at 50 years old, every woman that's, if she isn't a single mother, she's a red flag.
Yeah.
Like if she ain't got no kids at 50,
wow,
she's a red flag.
Or even 40 or even 30.
Yeah, she's a red flag. So
wow.
What do you do? They're all red flags.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel so bad for that age of men. Like, and there was another gentleman that used to come into my live stream on this channel as well. He was like in his 40s, and he's like, dude, I cannot date right now because of the state at what women are at. And, you know, I almost have no options unless I do go and get a 20-year-old. But what are the odds of that are around me, able to get in? If they're 20-something years old, they then have a pool, at least, where they have options at the time until they, you know, become a single mother or things like that. But if they're fresh and they're 20, like, they got options right now. Like, they're new booty. They're fresh. They're still not touched. They have a bigger pool. So then that shortens it for you guys. Like, I just feel so bad for that age group, like, where those ladies have failed you guys, like, so badly. Like, it's insane. Never been married. I have been RP for nearly a decade and seen the pitfalls of risk assessment of marriage. Yeah. He said, women pick the bear, I'm picking peace. Yeah. And you're 26. You got you have time, you have a pool. Like, you're 26, bro. Like, this is what I wish for you, is that a young lady comes along that is fresh, untouched, that is willing to listen to any and everything you say, a good Christian girl that was raised properly by her family, and then y'all build together from this age at 26, because by golly, where you'll be when you're 30, 35, untouchable. You're gonna have a beautiful family. That's what I wish for you. But the fact that you're 26 and you see this dating pool as a no-go already, what? Oh no. Like, if we don't wake up as ladies that, dude, a 26-year-old man is like, I don't know about this, we need to start changing something as ladies. And look, majority of what my channel is gonna have is men, but my main purpose is that, dude, I didn't have anybody telling me this stuff, to where, thank God I didn't end up in that state, but I dang sure almost did, where it almost was too late. I did try to do the single womanhood for a little bit. Like, I went there, I did the whole career woman stuff because I fell into it, but thank God that I woke up and that I realized what the truth was. And so all I can hope is that from lady to lady, we gotta wake up. We gotta start telling our daughters and sisters and nieces what it is. And that what it is that be a good girl and go ahead and get married young and go ahead and start building a family, and don't be out here in these streets. Don't do all this mess where all that it's going to cause is more damage to the next generation. That's what it all comes down to, you know? We don't want our next generation to end up like Hellfong's generation, where they ain't got nobody that's genuinely able to be a good pick. Do we want that? Like, I can't just give up. Like, I can't just be like, I'm not going to say anything, or I'm not going to wish that these things can change. Like, I refuse to give up. Like, I think that what we need to just do, more ladies at my age, older, wake up and tell ladies what it is and how to be, so that we can get the ball rolling, so we don't end up like his generation, you know? He said, my previous relationships left a mark on me that I never realized how damaging they were until I was able to look under the red pill lens. Stories that might shock both of you. Hey, next time we come in, I'll let you pass tonight, but I want to take you up on that. And if you'll join on a phone call with me, because you've had some amazing points and conversation, and I think that would be great. If you're down, if you want to make sure you have a camera and all that stuff. I think that would be great because, yeah, and you can download the Zoom app on your phone so that you could do it with us. But I think that that's a beautiful point of view that you have, because at this point, all of the gentlemen that are at that age, that I'm like, truly, I don't know what to tell you guys, because there's no options for you. Like, that's so sad though. Like, that's tragic. And it breaks my heart. And so me as a mother, like Leslie said, when Maddie starts dating, when my kids are dating, please God, all I can do is sow into them these truths here so that it doesn't end up like that for them. And another main thing that, hey, look, might be controversial here, but it works. At this point, for my kiddos, I'm thinking arranged marriage, bruh. Like, I'm just being honest, like, because where are we at? Like, unless we help our children choose properly and know the family, know who the kid is, know what the intention is, and we help our kids choose, what other options do we have? We just throw them to the wolves, say good luck, I hope you find something.
Elfon, question. All right, so I was raised by my grandmother. Now, I was raised by. Were you raised by with your dad in your household, or were you just raised with your mom in your household? And the reason I'm asking is, now that I've learned, I don't put anything past women.
Yeah.
But before, I put everything past women.
That's so
like
true.
I was taught I never understood women. I didn't know I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Ooh, flame shot. That's a good point, because that is what your age group of women, because I've seen online of the groups of women. Look, I'm 30. You're 26. You're only 4 years younger than me. So I see what women around his age are like, unless he's got this amount of money, unless he's doing this, that's so true. Like, but let me tell you something, flame shot. All that I can hope is that some ladies wake up and listen to what I am saying, but that honestly, that other ladies start deciding that, you know what, she's right. Let me go ahead and make my own channel too, and let these ladies know how important it is that we stop being this way, because there ain't no families being made, and we're going to end up like Hellfong's generation. And we're going to just not exist anymore. Do they not understand the importance of it? But I think what is so sad is that you're 26 years old and you're like, these ladies don't even give me a chance because they are putting these restrictions on me. When I met my husband, neither of us were living, like, weren't having the best money, weren't any of that. And we got together, we built something together, and that is what the beauty is of having a family. But if you're not taught that as young ladies, you're out here being taught that, oh, get it on your own. Oh, go be a career woman. Yeah, that's what's being pushed into their heads. And I refuse to go down without a fight by letting these ladies know that, no, you are going to die alone with no children, with your dog, like Kevin Samuels said, and you're going to end up that way. That is the truth. You will die alone. You will end up that way, because women aren't being told enough that. They're being pushed that they can go out and get it on their own, be a career woman, do it that way. I already tried that. I've been through that. It isn't fun. You go to sleep lonely at night. You're scared when junk hits the fan like 2020 did. And then what? Then what are you going to do? You either wake up like I did, and I was like, I cannot go on without a man and a family now. That woke me up. That made me realize I am alone out here. I don't want to die this way. I don't want to die without kids. I don't want to die alone. What the heck? But I had to be honest with myself, and I had to make moves and be intentional with the next person that I came across that I saw with potential.
It's crazy. People are just cool now with being buried next to their dog, or getting buried without no family line, and nothing like that.
Raised by a single mother. Father was still in my life. They both failed. Woo!
And I was going to address that, Hellfong.
I do want to talk to you if you're fine with it, but it's up to you for next time, so you can decide.
That's what it is that we, again, like he said, I was raised by a single mother. When you raised by a single mom, like the way that you're taught is that your mom makes you in the image of the man that she would never marry, but she make you in the image of the guy she thinks she wants you to be.
My gosh.
Which is a woman.
Yeah.
They make you a woman. They make us want to relate with women on an equal playing field.
Because we unintentionally don't like your nature, don't understand your nature, just as same on the flip side. You know what I mean? But y'all are more benevolent. Y'all are more willing to put up with it and deal with it because it's innate in y'all that you want to reproduce. Like, you're like, well, whatever I can reproduce with, like, if this is what I got to do, like, that's in y'all's nature. But then what starts happening is that y'all wake up and you realize, but wait a second though. What am I giving up here by reproducing with this lady? Y'all got smart. Y'all smarted up a little bit and was like, wait a minute. I don't want to end up like this generation where they take all of our stuff that we work so hard to get and we end up on the streets because you took everything. Like, hold on. Like, they're just waking up is what it is, because it's innate in them that they want to reproduce and they want to do it. But then what we do is we aren't taught properly as ladies. We're actually pushed the other way that, hey, go get it on your own. Be a career lady, get it on your own, that kind of thing. And so then it messes you up. He said, you both are forewarned. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, just as long as it's YouTube safe, because we plan on clipping.
Oh yeah, YouTube safe.
Clipping particular things
point,
up
babe.
and placing them on her page as
social media really changed the game. Absolutely.
To bring more people in on these discussions.
Absolutely, it changed the game. So much so that where you can't even say particular things on a particular platform. What? This is America. Like, this is America, home of the free
if you
and the brave.
If you watch.
You're taking our freedom of speech. They already did it in the UK. What's next? But that's what happens when women rule the world.
If you watch Myron Gaines, you can't even say woman anymore. Like, he doesn't, he bleeps woman.
Oh, I've said it a bunch of times. But I'm a woman. Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
Or are they going to make women not be able to say women too? Like, what do we call you then?
There was 12 concurrent viewers. Hey,
yes, God bless you guys for coming in here. Seriously, this has been an amazing talk. Dude gets banned on everything. But think about that. That's what happens when women run things. Like, and we are dangerously getting to where we're gonna be just like the UK. You can't say anything because we're sissified. Like, what? No, this is America. We have a constitution that says that we can say what we have a freedom of speech. That's what the whole point of America was. Like, don't you dare try to take that away. Don't even get me started on that. But that's crazy to me. But okay, yeah, that sounds great, Hellfong. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. You and Flame Shot have both been amazing talking points, and I cannot thank y'all enough for coming in here. Real quick, we could just finish out the video and then say some last little things. But y'all, I'm back and I'm grateful. I'm so happy to be doing this again. Because I think it's so important. When I was going through my wake up call, I didn't have another lady to go and talk to about this stuff because I was told to go the other way. Yeah. Don't get married. Well, you're too young. This is at 25. I was 25 when I met my husband, and we were talking about marriage. You're too young. What are you thinking? Why are you doing that? You should go make money first. Girl, my internal clock is ready to have babies, okay? Because we all feel it. You all feel it when you don't have babies by a certain amount of time. For me, it was 25. I was like, oh no, like, I'm going to run out of time here. Because truthfully, it does start getting harder. Like, again, I'm on my 3rd pregnancy. I'm 30. This is the toughest one yet. Like, but we don't share that as women. No, your clock is ticking and you can feel it, but they're making you ignore that feeling and go with what they're trying to convince you. And boy, have they done a good job. Boy, have they done a good job. But let's finish this video out and then we'll say some closing stuff. I adore you guys. I really do. I'm so happy to be back.
I was a CPS worker for a certain amount of my career time with my bachelor's degree, so child protective specialist. And so when you're growing up, when you're in a house and you're raising a child, there's different ways to discipline children.
She's who decides people get to keep their kid.
Can you put the chat, please? There's no reason if you didn't
X the chat out.
if you didn't make that child, you have no reason to physically harm that child. Number one. Number two, I wanna be in a home where there's no physical violence. So him even demonstrating that and portraying that onto my child, that means he could do that to me, and that means I'm gonna condone that.
No, that doesn't mean that. But it means that the man is.
Can I talk, please? Because I let everyone
real quick,
speak.
I know, but listen.
Can you give me 2 seconds,
I know.
please?
I got a question just in there because we go on tangents sometimes, but let's have the back and forth real quick. I do want to hear you. I see what you're saying, but the difference that I'm pointing out is. You would, correct me if I'm wrong, you would be okay if your baby father disciplined Kenny. That'd be fine. If Kenny acted up with your baby father and your baby father smacked Kenny, said, go to the room, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yes, I'll be
okay, now stop it
fine
there.
With that.
Okay, yes, you will be perfectly fine with it. But
Better just
the
stay
new
with him
man
then, girl.
that is
Or be
taking
the
on
side chick
all of
to
this
him. You might as well.
responsibility of protecting and providing for you. This nigga had to pay for your hair, your nails, send you all of this cash app just to get to see you. He's doing all of these things and he's taking care of your kids, but he can't even do the thing that another man can do.
He can raise his voice and discipline him and sit him in the corner. We could sit down at dinner and have a family like civil people. But for you to put your hands on my child that came out of my PUSSY,
CPS now.
and that was not your nut, absolutely not.
Exactly.
I'm not going
And
to
that's the
tolerate that.
point.
I'm not going to condone that. And no man is going to hit my child.
And you know
It's
what?
not going to be a conversation. I'm not going to pull him to the side and ask everybody what happened here today. Oh my God. It's not going to be none of that.
I get
it's
it.
going to be you're done.
I get it.
And that's
And you-
it.
and you
Because
know
at the
what?
end that's an ACS case too. So you're not gonna put that
God
at
bless
risk.
you, Alex.
You
It
understand?
would have been the same case from
She's
the baby
CPS,
father.
Alex.
He's gonna go to school and he's gonna say, oh, this and that. But my baby,
Okay,
it's
real
just
quick.
different.
Let's stop real quick.
Period.
The
It's just not happening.
the thing that we're getting at, we can say, that's what how you want to operate with your child. That's fair enough.
Right.
You don't want the boyfriend putting his hands on your child. But the real father can put, this would be true. And you know what? Generally speaking, this is how most single mothers operate when they're dating the new man. This is how most single mothers operate. So it's not, what you're saying is not anything like crazy.
Apparently it is.
No, it's not. The part that's crazy, what you're missing, the part that's crazy is you can't see that another man has to take on all of this responsibility, but he doesn't have the same authority as the man that you're not even with.
That's his business, and that's what he
So
does. And when
this is
when
why,
me and him
so
have
listen,
a kid,
this is why, point out this point. This is
That's the
why
whole point of
when
why
a
they
man with
shouldn't
no
choose
kids is
it.
dating a woman that's a single mother, generally speaking, it's an L. It's not good. It's bad. He's taking on all of this baggage, but he has no authority in that relationship with you and your child. And it's like 2 against 1. This nigga come home walking on eggshells. Oh, Dean, I gotta please her and please this little bad, little
Weenified.
nasty, little gremlin looking kid.
Weenified.
Dad, I gotta please both
no
of y'all.
longer a man.
And then he's in the ultimate form of simping at that point. Full simpery.
Breathe. I don't think, because this is what my response was based on. Your hypothetical wasn't literally smacking, like
No, it was smacking.
Physical
It was
abuse.
smacking.
No, I said that.
I felt as
Smacking.
though it was a disciplined purpose.
No,
like
no.
I am disciplined.
So you changed your answer.
No, I'm not changing my answer.
Okay.
But if this man comes into my house and he sees that I never ever put my hands on my kids and that I disciplined them in different ways, I highly doubt that he would feel very comfortably, despite what Kenny did, to put his hands on
what if
Kenny.
he did, is what he's
if he-
saying.
But that is different. That is completely different. And
You
the way I say it
you
different
chose
is
him
like
to leave with
if you
him.
go and you just like headbutt, like, come on, Kenny, you don't do that.
No, he
I'm
said
still going to ask what exactly happened. But if you are doing absolutely everything, not just for me, but also for this kid, you have absolutely every authority, because I believe you deserve it. I don't care whether you pay for me, whether you pay for him or whatever. If I don't feel as though you don't have the authority to raise my kid with me, you would not be in a position where you would be able to smack Kenny across the face. So I was
So you agree with me?
I agree with you
Okay.
1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%. I just feel as though if you're doing that, I don't think a man is going to come into your house. I don't believe this.
No,
a
the
man is
thing
going to come
is-
into your house and
Yeah.
sees that you discipline your kids in a different form, and he's going to feel truly comfortable with putting his hands on your kids. I don't think that's
But
that,
what if he
that
doesn't?
generally
No,
happens.
look,
Well, I think that too.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to
No, you're
interrupt.
fine.
I think that these are all things that, if you're in a healthy relationship, have been discussed and prior to this situation even happening.
Correct.
What
Yes.
are boundaries of
You chose him,
as a
and you left
woman,
your kid
as a
alone with
mother,
him.
and also what are his boundaries? So I think that this whole situation probably could be completely avoided with healthy communication.
I 100% agree. The L is this.
in that, right.
I 100% agree with what you're saying. That could definitely be avoided if with some communication, you guys go out and point out your boundaries and you figure things out on what's the best way to discipline the kid, the best way to nurture the kid, the best way to have a good family and, good relationship going on in the household. You ladies are missing the point. Like, let me just give you a male's perspective. If I'm dating you, right? No, not even dating you. Say we go out on a date. I know that somebody hit it on the first date. Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Meaning that you went out with another guy and you had sex with another guy on the first date. If I don't hit it on the first date too,
That's so real.
I think that this other man obviously is doing something better than I did. So what I'm saying is, men, we automatically would think this way. So the fact that the baby father, he doesn't have to worry about having a conversation with you when it comes to disciplining his kid because it's his kid. He's going to go ahead and discipline his kid how he feels. No, listen, what I'm telling you is, it's not no requirement. You're not even looking at, oh, well, honey, I'm going to go ahead and hit Kenny today because he was doing this. He don't have to have this conversation prior to it. He doesn't have to have this conversation afterwards because it's his kid. So therefore, if the real father disciplines his kid, you're not even going to look at it you may feel a little bit like, oh, depending on how you feel about, physical discipline, you may have a different opinion about that,
Which we
but it
always
isn't going to
do,
hit the same
as ladies.
if the man that's not
Our
the
nature.
biological father that's disciplining a kid. The reasons I'm saying all of this is to put it in your.
You said it's in y'all nature
to not like it. To we don't like we aren't the disciplinary. We're not built or designed to be. We're always gonna feel a way about it, even if it's your father, the baby daddy, the man that made the kid. That's your nature. But what happens is that you realize, oh, well, I did choose this guy. This is the baby's daddy, though, so let me shut up because he's the dad. Like, what? But that's what it is. Like, we don't ever like it, but because we're not the disciplinary. We're not designed to be. God didn't make us the ones that are like, you know what, regardless of my feelings, I'm going to do what's best for this child. No, we go by our feelings, and our feelings say, I'll give him a little pat on the butt because that's enough that I can do where I felt like I did it enough. Like, by what we feel. That's how we are. God made us that way, but so that we're built to be more nurturing. We're who they come running to after daddy went to their booties, and they need a little bit of nurturing afterwards. That's how God designed us to be. Yeah. But we completely, exactly.
Yeah. Flame Shot said all responsibility, no authority. And that's what the case is. Yeah. It's all everything. I have to take care of everything in the house. I have to deal with everything as far as everyone is concerned in here. But it's kind of like spending your money to get it to have a Netflix account, but everyone gets to use it but you.
Yeah.
Like you.
That is crazy.
Like you don't even you do all of this, but you're still left out. You're still not in that circle. And the crazy thing is she doesn't recognize the cognitive dissonance that she's saying that yes, the father of the kid can hit the kid, but not nobody else. So the guy that I'm with, I don't even trust I don't even trust.
But I trust that guy over it.
Right, the guy that you're
Do you
not
know how
with.
disrespectful that? Like, you're not even with the guy anymore.
And she's a red flag for that any guy that she feels that even like if a woman's like that, she should be like that towards the baby's father too, right?
Yeah.
She should have a thing. But obviously she respects that man more than she respects
and that's the bottom line, is that
so she need to go back to him.
You might as well just be the baby mama to that guy and keep it that way, because you're the only one that you only respect him to do it. Like, that's even more disrespectful to the guy. If you're like, nah, I don't give him any problem, or even blink an eye when that guy does it. What? Like, that is so mad disrespectful. Like, even more so by you being like, nah, he can do it. I don't even, whatever. Like, he could do whatever. He could punch him in the face for all I care. Whatever. It's his kids, so definitely don't want to take you on, honey, for real. But Leslie said, I watched my husband with children before I married him. And we have and that's logical. That's how you're supposed to move. But what women have failed to do is take responsibility on their end that, hey, you chose this guy and decided to leave him with this man. That's on you, honey. That ain't on that man. You made the decision. Like, you said, I see him fit to be left with this kid. Don't you dare start saying that, no, he can't do this now. No, you left the kid with him, though. So you knew that out of your control, you're not there. What can you do? Like, us women, we care about control the most out of everything. Like, that's also in our nature. We care about the control of things in every situation. So if you gave up that control of leaving the kid with that man, that's on you. That's on you. That's on you. And you got to take accountability for that you chose, that's the man that could stay home with your kid. And so he's willing, he can do any and everything. That you left him. What can you do? You're not there. You can sit there and blab and talk to him all you want afterwards, but you decided before you left that house that he was able to do that, you know? So, again, it all comes back around to our responsibility of things, you know? I heard a horror story in Jury Duty of a mother leaving her children with the wrong guy. See? But that was her fault, wasn't it? It wasn't even the wrong guy's fault, in my opinion, because he was the wrong guy. Why did you leave them with him? That is your, but we as ladies avoid responsibility at all costs. It will never be our fault that we left that child with that man. No, that was you. You decided that. You chose the man. Now you got to pay for that end of it. But we avoid responsibility at all costs when it comes to that. And just like, you know, that happens often. But yeah.
The pickers are broken. Of the women in this time, their pickers are broken.
But then they want to turn and that it's their fault. No, that isn't. Look, that man was a bad man before he was left alone with your kid. But you decided to take on that man and you left him with your kid. So that's not even that bad man's fault at that point. He could have been any sort of level of bad, but you left your kid with him. That is not that bad man's fault. That's what you decided to do, because it was your kid that you brought to the relationship, not the other way around, you know? But this has been such a good conversation, guys. I cannot thank you enough. I'm definitely back. I'm going to be doing more content as much as I can. I love doing these lives. I hope next time that somebody wants to come up and take a call. But until some people feel comfortable enough to do it, we can just keep doing it this way until people want to come up to take calls and stuff like that. But I think what that will do is bring real life situations to the content. Like, for example, Mr. Hellfong, somebody can relate to Mr. Hellfong because they too went through that exact same situation. So I think that would be a really cool way to go about my content. If y'all like that, definitely let me know. But this has been amazing. It really has.
I'll address Leslie.
Amen,
and then
Leslie.
You can close out. Yeah. If the main thing that I've seen is that if the world is teaching women to follow your heart and your happiness. How happy you need to be. It's all about happiness. That's an emotion. So it's tough. It's like that's all dealing with emotion. So that's tough for women to grow up and like grow into grown women and recognize
and
sometimes
decipher
duty
through.
is more important than your emotion.
See, and off of that point, that all comes back down to the difference between what men and women are taught based off of what their nature is. Because if we don't know that we move more emotionally, then when we go to make decisions, we're going to choose emotionally and then not know why it's a bad decision. No, that's the whole, and that's why men are so frustrated, because they're like, why aren't y'all taking accountability? Why don't you understand the logic of this? And it's like, oh, because we weren't taught that though we are built more emotionally, we still have to take logical responsibility for our decisions. And we aren't taught that. That's what it all boils down to, of why society is where it's at, is because of that simple fact that we're not taught. I had to learn that in order to have a successful marriage and have a beautiful, peaceful, joyful, genuine marriage. That's what it takes, is going back over, oh, I chose emotionally there. Oh, come to think of it, I chose to sleep with this guy and not tell him that I actually am sleeping with you, but I am looking for this out of this relationship, by the way. Didn't have the logical understanding of that. This man may not know that is my intention unless I tell him. That's pretty, y'all are so simple that it's like, yeah, that would have been nice to know if that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? But it would have hurt if he said no. So I didn't want to say it. I avoided that at all costs, but I had to take responsibility for making those decisions in my life to now fast forward and genuinely be peaceful towards my husband and have joy, because I took responsibility for what I did in the past and why I had hurt towards men and then brought that to my husband.
And I think in the confines of marriage, women have to make less decisions as a whole, so there's less mistakes. So
yes,
and that's why it's better, it seems, as they get married earlier.
Yes,
because there's less decisions that you have to walk back and
1,000%.
Because women want, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, women want somebody to blame majority of the time, and I think that women of the world blame all men for what a subset of men have done to them. So and there's always blame. There's never anything on their part. It's always blame. But the thing is, within the confines of a marriage, the head of the house, if you put everything in his hands and you give him as the head of the house, if he makes most of the decisions and when the decisions go wrong, you have someone to blame. I think that's it's just they're doing it they're it's instinctive, and I think that it's in their nature. But I think that being outside of the kitchen is where the issue lies, is that you're outside of the kitchen.
Not being passed down like how they did before from their fathers to that man.
Yeah.
When we start getting in between that and we get to be a part of the decision is where it all went to crap, to be real. Why do you think that was a tradition of where the mother, like literally in a marriage ceremony, we didn't do that. We just went to Vegas. But in a marriage ceremony, when you go and walk the lady to the front, who's taking her? Her daddy, right? And is passing her off to the man, because that is how it was originally designed in that ceremony. It was literal. Not only was it ceremonial, it was literal. Like, I decided as a father, you were a proper pick for my kiddo. Now you take over her as a gift of a lady that you get to now have. Like, that's what it was. But then when we got in between all of that and broke that design, what started happening was that now you got to throw in all the emotional decisions of women getting to pick. And we're not taught that. So we're just like, we're confused. We don't know what we did. And now look at the world. But this has been amazing. Definitely come back, guys. Okay? I love you.
And
There's a caveat that hasn't been discussed. Single mothers who don't disclose that they have kids until months later into dating.
For the streets. For the streets.
That's insane.
And you know you for the streets. That's why you held it. That's why you held
screwed
that
up.
information.
Yeah.
You knew that would mean that you were for the streets. So you wanted
That's
to get
so
him
screwed up.
emotionally involved. And then you wanted to take advantage of that. Use it
That's
by
mass
bringing in kids.
manipulation. That is mass
it's time to go.
manipulation.
Yeah.
She's got to go. 100%.
Yeah.
But God bless you guys. I love you so, so much. And I can't wait for our next conversation. So definitely come back, guys. This has been so much fun.
Yeah. Comment on the post that we posted or when we make another post and let us know what topics. We're looking for fiery topics. I'm looking for.
Hellfong has some good ones, man. That was amazing. And Leslie, thank you for putting a woman's input as well. And yes, do more lives, he said. God bless you. Your name's Tyler too, right? Flame Shot?
Flame Shot's Tyler.
But yes, definitely. I definitely will. I love y'all very, very much. And yeah, can't wait to talk to you again, okay? God bless y'all.
All right.
That was a good time.
All right.
I'm surprised how many people showed up. That's awesome.
All right.